Well, here we are again, another weekend upon us, and so I'm Dr. Kyle Duryea, and
I'm Dr. Aaron Underwood.
We're from Simply Health Chiropractic, and today, as promised, we brought a guest, Stephanie Parrish, owner, operator, manager, creator, founder, right, of Vibrant, of Vibrant You Health and Wellness.
Hyperbaric Oxygen and Light Center.
There you go. And so that's what their focus is. That's what we're talking about today. Hyperbaric, what that's about, what Stephanie does over there, and why you might want to check that out and see if you can benefit from their benefits.
All of you.
Everybody.
Everybody can benefit from oxygen. All of you. Thank you.
Right. Unless it's too much oxygen. Then
we don't get too much oxygen.
That's what I mean, yeah. We don't want too much, yeah. We want the right amount of oxygen.
We just do the right amount.
Yeah, the right amount. That's perfect. That's what we want to see. So, Stephanie, tell us a little bit about your office and how it came about and why you're here in St. George.
Oh, I love to brag. So, Vibrant You Hyperbaric Oxygen and Light Center is here in Salt Lake, I am Salt Lake too. Here in St. George is over at 352 East Riverside Drive. And what brought me here was actually, this isn't what I did for many, many years, but I had the opportunity while I was living in Canada to be able to be part of this beautiful program, and all about be educated and be certified. And I've been here a little bit over 3 years here in St. George.
Wow.
We've had the opportunity to take care of a lot of people, and most of the clients that come into us are the ones that are saying the doctors have told them there's nothing else that can be done for them, or they've been given 6-month death sentences, or they just can't function. And so our motto is quality of life. You choose, we support. So if you come in with us and you choose not to work with us, we'll support that. If you choose to come in and have a higher quality of life, we can support that too, and we will be there and help everybody along the way. So, and we love to refer out. We refer to amazing chiropractors.
Yeah.
And because we know that what we get to do, so the body needs light, oxygen, and nutrition to be able to function and to be able to repair and regenerate. That's what we get the opportunity to do. We are able to put those tools back into the body and let the body do the repair.
So one of the interesting things questions that we get a lot of is, why hyperbaric? I mean, what's so fancy about these little extra oxygen?
These little extra oxygen. And I get this asked all the time because people say, oh, we've done ozone, or gone down to the oxygen bars in Vegas, or the drinks, or whatever. There's so much oxygen, and any oxygen is good for the body. Let me rephrase that. Any oxygen is good for the body. What hyperbaric does is a little bit different. As you guys both know, you've both experienced it. When you go into the hyperbaric chamber, your body is developing over 1 billion extra oxygen molecules. Those extra oxygen molecules are not going to get on the red blood cells. Red blood cells is what carries the oxygen through the body normally, correct? So what these do is they dissolve. And when they are at 1.3 atmospheres absolute, people ask me that's equal to about 9 to 10 feet below sea level. Those oxygen molecules dissolve, and when they dissolve, they get into the liquid plasma portion, which means now it's getting in all the little nooks and crannies that it can't get to, just carrying on red blood cells. And because it's pressurized, which is the key to hyperbaric, it means more pressure. When it's pressurized, it's pushing into those tissues.
Right.
It's creating new roads. It's building new pathways into the areas that are damaged. And when you can get oxygen and light and nutrition to those areas will repair and regenerate. That's how the body's built. Right? So you've got to get those tools into the body so the body knows what to do.
Yeah.
So we don't heal the body. We don't heal anything. What we do is give it the tools and let the body do its job.
Right. And I like to just, as like you said, the red blood cells, they already carry their capacity of oxygen already. Most people are getting their oxygen to the red blood cells. Right. That's not the problem. The challenge is those red blood cells, they got to drop off oxygen. And sometimes they're a little bigger than all the little nooks and crannies that are in your fingertips or in your feet or even in your kidney, right? Anywhere. And so when they drop off oxygen's got to float into those little the spaces, right? It doesn't always do that.
It doesn't do that.
No, sometimes it gets caught up in the current, the way it goes. So if we can saturate the serum, right, the actual blood serum, not the blood cells,
Right.
then oxygen gets to get in all those little nooks and crannies
Yeah.
that normally wouldn't get oxygen. And so,
Right.
So then the tissues can heal up.
Right. And as you know, both of you guys, because we work together a lot, as you know, when there's any kind of damage in the body, it doesn't matter what it's from, you've got a narrowing of those blood vessels, right? Already. So when those blood vessels are constricting, that oxygen can't get through. Those red blood cells can't get through that oxygen.
That's right.
But when it's in a liquid form, in the liquid plasma form, it's going to get in those areas. Yeah. And it's going to carry that oxygen to those tissues.
And also, the body works on concentrations, right? So we like to think of it as switches, but it doesn't really work like switches. The body works on concentrations.
Exactly.
So if we can, for lack of a better word, flood the serum with oxygen, then that's a lack of oxygen in the cellular tissues, right? So, so oxygen absorbs past those tissue barriers because it wants to try and balance out the oxygen already in the blood serum. So I think hyperbaric has been very intelligently executed, studied and executed into a place where now it's, most of the professional athletes have a hyperbaric chamber themselves.
They do in their homes.
In their homes, yeah. So that, when they're out getting tore up and stuff and hit the head too many times, maybe they can go into the chamber and heal up faster.
That's exactly right. And like I say, what we get to do is put those tools in the body. But as you guys know, when somebody's structurally not put the way they're supposed to, obviously I'm not going to be able to do that. So that's when I send them over to these guys over at Simply Health. They structurally will get them taken care of. And we've done enough work together that they'll get them put structurally and then send them over to me and let me oxygenate their bodies and get them flowing so that they can retain that adjustment better and make the adjustment even function better, right? When you're able to adjust that bodies are oxygenated. So I want to talk for just a minute on what sets Vibrant You apart from other people. And that is our light therapy. I mean, the oxygen is fantastic, but we use the polychromatic light as well. And when we can target, we use the red, blue, and near infrared, so we can target that. So, and it's amazing if we've got somebody that's got ruptured disc or bulging discs, we'll put light right on their back.
And what does the light do? What is it doing?
So what this has done, they're set on the right frequency. So they're actually going to go in there and pulse. So the lights are pulsing. And when they're doing that, they're dilating those blood vessels. So when they're dilating the blood vessels, all of the oxygen molecules that are on the red blood cells that have been stuck are now able to go through. So it's getting double whammy.
Long and short, right? It's just basically drawing the blood to that area, increasing and exponentially increasing the oxygen level in that region.
Exactly. Over 800%.
Over 800%. That's quite a bit. I knew it was a good. It was up there. I didn't know it was 800%.
Yeah. By saturating, the body generally gets about 60 to 70% faster repair. Yeah. By saturating with the light and oxygen.
Yeah. That's fantastic. And so you sit in at Vibrant You, they have a little, I like to call it the tent. That's what I wanted to be camping as a Boy Scout.
Yeah.
The tent. Right? You zip up the tent and in the tent, right? It's no harder than that. So
technically called a chamber, but I do wish they would change that name.
It looks like a tube.
Or a tube.
A tube.
I have people say it's a spaceship. I'm going to be called all sorts of different things.
Right. So you get in there and they pressurize the tent, the tube, the cockpit, wherever it is, and then you take off. And then they set the lights. You set the lights on whatever areas we want to work on specifically. Right. And how long does a person generally stay in the chamber? What's
Most of our clients are under pressure. So what that means is we're taking them down to 1.3 atmospheres. Okay. Absolute. Once they're under pressure, they're in there for 60 minutes generally. Okay. Some people that we're trying to do a very aggressive hyperoxygenation live, right? We'll put them in there for 90 minutes. Now, a myth out there is people think, oh, good, let me stay in 2 hours or 3 hours or 4 hours. Right. That's not going to help.
There's like a maximum.
Exactly. Okay. Your cells are only going to absorb so much. So you've got to give it time to be able to work through the body once it's already in there. So a lot of people, a lot of the NFL players and the NHL players like to sleep in them. It's not doing any good after 90 minutes. The body's not going to absorb that. But what we do is we do have people that are very, very aggressive. So we can't do 2 a days, but we do have to have 4 hours in the middle.
4 hours in the middle, okay.
Right.
And that gives the body enough time to kind of absorb the oxygen, use it.
Put it to work.
Right. And then once it's used, then that increases the concentration value in the tissues, and you can use that concentration value again to uptake that oxygen back into the tissue.
Exactly what happens.
Yeah, that's awesome. And just what was I thinking?
I have no idea.
Yeah,
I always wondered that one.
He's just blown away. They need oxygen. It's been a few weeks since these boys have been there, so make sure you're riding in and saying, "Go see Stephanie."
Yeah,
That might bring you.
yeah, always could use some extra oxygen.
When you're working on that brilliance in the brain every day, all day long, you just need a little bit of oxygen.
Yeah, we use up a lot of oxygen in our brains. That's true.
Well, speaking of that, it's so funny. So because I just actually had the opportunity, and I think we talked about this a couple weeks ago. I got to go spend 4 days with 11 of the top world doctors.
Nice.
That were phenomenal. That are all using hyperbaric, and they are specialists in traumatic brain injuries, in Alzheimer's, dementia, in autism, in ruptured disc, bulging disc. It was phenomenal, and they're all using hyperbaric. And what the main thing they were talking about is heal the brain, heal the brain, heal the brain. If you can heal the brain with light and oxygen, and again, chiropractor to make sure the structure is in place, heal the brain, and then the rest of the body will follow suit. They really hammered that with us, just so strongly. Get the brain oxygen to the brain as soon as you can after an injury or an illness. Get oxygen to the brain.
And we've talked about that a lot. One of our biggest discussions here was concussions and what that means.
Yeah, just getting the body to heal and function properly. I've had clients who've come in from, the post-concussion syndrome over years that they've not dealt with it. And one of them, we were getting results, but then they weren't progressing. So I'm like, hey, Steph, I want to send her down to you. Send her down. She came about 2 weeks into it. It's like night and day difference between where she was, how she was progressing. It was just almost like she just caught on fire and just.
And we love that. I love it when you guys send people over to us, because we can talk back and forth, not sharing personal information, but we can talk back and forth and going, how's the retention? How is the sleeping? How is this? What's happening here? Because we see it on our end.
Right.
We see it happen all the time. It's like, so awesome to be able to see that boost, because that's what we are. We're very supplementary to other modalities. What we do is going to supplement what else they're doing to the body.
Yeah. To think about it is a lot of the modalities, but especially between upper cervical chiropractic and hyperbaric, that's we kind of raise the roof between each other until we finally find that maximum healing of benefit for the client, so that they can heal the way they're supposed to. And that's kind of our motto too. That's been our motto since day one, is not necessarily making people instantly feel better, but instantly, if we can get them to instantly heal better, we can provide them the tools for the body to do that. We get their brain healed up, their brain talking with their tissues, and accelerate that mold. Then they get to feel the way that they're supposed to, the way the creation intended them to feel.
Right.
Not to sound psychedelic or religious, but there's
a quality of life,
there's a quality of life that we get to improve, and it does get to improve.
We see it every day. We all see it every day.
Yeah, we see it every day.
It's the coolest thing.
And I think if you can increase the body's ability to heal without the use of any chemical agents,
Absolutely.
it's just the body's going to heal better and stronger than it would have on its own.
A couple minutes left, but Stephanie, maybe just a little bit of history about what hyperbaric work came from. How did we even figure out that this was possible to increase oxygen levels and increase healing?
Well, people tell me all the time, this is such a new thing. And I'm like, okay, we have documented proof that Alexander the Great in 320 AD was in a hyperbaric chamber. Somebody back there decided to stick him in a tank and stick him down under the water.
Oh.
So they've got the proof.
Yeah.
Way back then, in the 1920s, they had a big hyperbaric hotel in Ohio.
Wow. 200
people at a time. They'd put it in for 2 weeks at a time. They'd come out. Nobody would have any illnesses or injuries.
Right.
And then they dissolved that when they needed the metal for the war. So it has been around for a long time, and it was in the 1950s that they finally realized the importance of using that for the bends, for divers.
Right.
That they were able to put them in them, take them back down to the level where they were when they started coming back up, and be able to reverse what was happening in the body. And so it's been around for a long time, and it's been really about the last 20 years that they've decided, instead of making the great big 20, 40 people chambers, that they could take them down to smaller ones. So mine are all mono chambers.
Okay.
I can put 2 people in them, but the technology's been around for a long time, and it's been really cool. Again, one of the other things, and I know we're running short on time, one of the other things that we were talking about, people ask me all the time, what's the difference between the deep chambers or the metal chambers and mine, which are soft side or mild chambers. And one of the cool things that was happening with all these doctors that were talking, most of them use the big metal chambers, and they do 1.5 or 1.7 or 2.0 ATAs. Mine's a 1.3. Okay. But because of the combination of what we do in our clinic with the lights and everything else, I'm listening to these doctors and I'm like, I am getting the same results.
Right.
I had the opportunity to talk to a number of them through the last 4 days, and they're like, we need to look at what you're doing, which was really cool because we were able to compare what we're doing and get some ideas. I'm like, dang, I'm on the right track. That just made me feel good because what they're telling everybody, I'm getting the same results with my clients.
I have to chuckle a little bit too because you talk about the history of hyperbaric.
Right.
So the movie Star Wars, obviously Luke is in the chamber, and I don't think we realize, but when they're in those water tanks, that's technically hyperbaric, right?
Yeah.
That's a water tank. And so long, long ago in a galaxy far, far away, right, they were using hyperbaric.
It worked. Yeah. I get people all the time, this is so Star Wars.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, but they figured that out a long time ago, but for sure, using the pressure and increasing oxygen has really benefited clients. We've seen a great result from many of our clients who've used hyperbaric or are using hyperbaric in conjunction with what we do, and we're super excited to continue working with that. So really, if you're looking for somebody in your area with hyperbaric, I think you can actually Google that. Pretty simple. Most people kind of know hyperbaric and see if you find something. If you're in the St. George area, then we got Stephanie Parrish here with Vibrant U, and I think we linked that in our comments, so you can just click on Vibrant U there.
VibrantUutah.com.
Yeah. So it is in the comment there. You can click right on Vibrant U to get.
And you do have an office in Salt Lake as well?
We have an office in Salt Lake and Murray, and we just opened another office in Riverton.
Oh, wow.
So we've got 2 offices now up there in the Wasatch Front area. So
that's great.
And we're hoping to open more because we feel so strongly everybody can benefit from oxygen. We have a lot of athletes that come in. They can benefit from oxygen. But we really give people the opportunity to have the kind of quality of life that they choose. And with oxygen, light nutrition, and a good chiropractic adjustment, everybody can feel better. We just want to give them the option that it's out there.
Right. That's right. Well, if you are looking for hyperbaric, like we said, please feel free to Google on that and figure out if you're in the St. George area. Look up Stephanie. It's Vibrant U. You're not going to be disappointed there. They do a great job. And I have been thoroughly impressed with my own care, being a swimmer and stuff. I love going into the chamber, and certainly has assisted me with my swimming. We are at Simply Health Chiropractic. Our phone number here is 435-688-0444. If you have questions, you can leave them in the comments. You can phone us at that phone number. You can.
Kyle, a little bit slower.
No, we do it. We do it quick because you gotta listen. You gotta listen. No, 435-688-0444. The office number here. You can find us at simplyhealthchiropractic.com. We're going to post this video there. So if you want to hear Stephanie again, there's that, or on our YouTube channel, you can also see that and connect with Stephanie there as well.
That's right. And special going on starting today, or
that'll be next week.
That's next week.
Next week we got a little surprise.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned for next week because we got a little special surprise with the month of love happening. Ooh. Yeah, the month of love
starts today.
The month of love.
We got 14 days to prepare.
If you have not. Here's a good present for us. Here's a good present. Hyperbaric chamber and a chiropractic visit.
Oh, that's
Get started on that.
I love it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give a little shameless plug.
Oh, no.
Today I go live. I'm live with Mike McGarry at 9:30 in the morning every other Monday, 94.9 KDXU.
Okay,
so
that's
94.9 FM, 890 AM, and you can hear me live.
There you go.
We're going to talk about brain health and healing the brain on Monday morning at 9:30.
Okay, so if you want to hear Stephanie again, that's
KDXU
DXU
94.9
94.9
or 890 AM. We have the half hour just before Rush Limbaugh.
Okay.
So all you Rush Limbaugh people tune in a half an hour early.
So
yeah, we're
get in before Rush.
Get in before Rush.
Yeah.
Beat the Rush.
Beat the Rush.
That's never been said before, right?
No, probably not. I don't know.
I thought it was great.
Yeah.
Good.
If you're looking for things about upper cervical chiropractic, you can visit our website. You can also go to blairchiropractic.com to find a chiropractor in your area. Upseaspine.com. Always appreciate those guys having the website up there for people to look at and find chiropractors. If you need to find a chiropractor, looking for an upper cervical chiropractor, please give us a call, message us, and we can see if there's somebody in your area for that. Or if you're looking for hyperbaric, give Stephanie a call, see if there's something in your area, and we'll call it. We'll call it good. Yeah, call that good.
Call it really good.
Yeah, really good stuff.
And if you mention this video, you get a free consultation with us.
Yeah, it's on screening.
Those are phenomenal. Yeah. I mean, my head's still on because of these guys. So I'm just saying.
We like to keep it on.
I like them to keep it on.
Thanks everybody for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.
See you later.
See you next week.